Hey guys, I'm actually on a walk right now. I wanted to do just a chill bonus podcast episode, like a walk and talk. Ooh, walk and talks. Maybe I'll do these more often and bring my microphone. And I just wanted to share the things that I'm currently really desiring and manifesting and working towards. And I know that I'm highly, highly protected. So I would love to just share because I have already, where I am right now, like a past version of myself would be literally creaming her pants. And I remember being 16 years old and working at Tijuana Flats and, closing down the store and lifting the damn tables and cleaning the damn floors and all this like laborious work. And I hated it. Like I legit hated it. And I remember sorry, I got distracted by the maintenance person. They're being sketchy on the golf cart. But anyway, I remember the song, The Dog Days Are Over. You guys know Florence and the Machines, the dog days are over. That song? Because it felt like the damn dog days, bitch. I work like a dog day and night. You know that sound? And I remember just thinking one day the dog days will be over and I know I'm going to have my own business and I know I'm going to be one of those girls that does her own business full time and has that financial and time freedom and works out of cute cafes all day. And then I got my job at Capital One. And I remember because I worked as a cafe ambassador, we did a lot of marketing and nonprofit work, but a lot of the days we worked in the cafe, which was like a digital bank cafe kind of combo. I wasn't like a teller or anything like that. It's like a completely new, different concept. It's like they consider themselves a tech company. So it was just like very new and different. And I loved working there. No complaints at all. My first kind of big girl job. And I remember working there and, competing and documenting my journey. And I really was never in a rush to go full time in my business. I never felt like it was something that every day I was stressing that I needed to make happen. I honestly always had this inner knowing that it would happen. And as long as I just continued to follow my bliss and just create from that place of fulfillment, that it would happen. And, a few years later, I quit my job. Well, keep in mind, guys, I invested in a mentor. He helped me so much to kind of just collapse that timeline. I invested money that I never invested in before. I literally called the guy and I was after the sales call and I was like, hey, actually, I can't do it. Just money, this and that. And he was like, Lexi, we're doing this. And I was like, holy crap. And I literally threw up after. It's like a story for the books. And I was so anxious about the monthly payment that I literally just liquidated some of my investments that I had from my stocks and just paid it off. And again, I had never invested that much money in myself before, and it paid off. And it just continues to pay off. And I remember quitting my job, and literally that first day that I quit my job, obviously I put my 2 weeks in, had a good transition, but that first day off, I was on top of the world. I went to a cafe with Daniel. I was working on my laptop and I just felt like I made it. I dead ass manifested this shit. And I know I talk about manifestation and manifesting, but manifesting is not something you really have to put so much energy and focus. Like I've learned in my journey that if you're like trying hard to manifest, you're not actually quote unquote manifesting, right? Like if you are just following your bliss and doing things from a place of fulfillment, then it's not going to feel like that, you know? So that was that journey. And, whatchamacallit. And that whole first full week, I was literally depressed. It sounds so crazy, but like I just was. And now, obviously, I learned that I was going through an identity death. So an entire part of my life, a part of who I was, like pretty much like died, right? And that's identity. That is a part of like creating your dream life with God, with the universe, that we don't talk about enough. It's like the identity death that happens. And I didn't know what was going on. I realized, and I had got some downloads later on, that I was going through the void. I was going through this identity death. A part of my life was dying off. A part of, honestly, like generational conditioning was dying off. A part of me was dying off. And I was stepping into this new version of myself. And obviously that's scary at times. And of course I had those feelings of like, oh my God, like, what if this, what if that, what if this? But it forced me to surrender, and it forced me to really allow God and the universe and source to work on my behalf, right? And so, obviously, what is it? So I quit my job in 2021, I think, or was it 2022? I think it was 2021. It may have been 2022. I don't know. And I hired my first assistant coach, and then, where are we now? We're in 2024. So I obviously have a new co-coach on my team. And, you know, our business is bringing in, 10 to 15K months, serving soulmate clients. It's just fucking crazy. Like, it's not about the money to me. Like, and there's nothing wrong with desiring that, but I feel like whenever I'm focused on that, like, I don't get fulfillment from that. I feel like what I wanted and always wanted and what I always will want is fulfillment. Fulfillment is that feeling that I think a lot of us crave, right? Of course you want flexibility, time freedom, which is why I think a lot of us, when COVID happened and we had to work from home, we got that sense of freedom, right? But for me, I just literally, like, it could be as simple as clocking in at a certain time. I just don't like being told what to do. I don't like being told that I have to come in at a certain time. I like to run my own shit, okay? And so here we are, a few years of business later. I've invested over $40,000 into myself, into the business. Obviously not all at once, over time. And the return on investment is just like, it never stops because I do the work. Like, I do the spiritual work, I do the energy work, I do the physical work. And there's definitely been times where I only was focused on the spiritual work and I was not taking enough physical action. And there's been times when I've been taking way too much physical action and forgetting about my spirituality, forgetting about my energy work, and kind of just trying to do everything on my own and forgetting that I'm supported. And so now I'm in this place in my life where I really know the vision for Embody Her. For those who don't know, Embody Her is our online women's lifestyle, nutrition, and fitness coaching service, focusing on habit and behavior change, shifting your identity to become and embody, quote unquote, her, wink, wink, embody that version of you that has the goal body, that has the lifestyle, that has the habits, that puts herself first, that leads herself consistently, that has the self-talk, that is going to actually empower her and not disempower her, right? So I love what we've built. Coach Crystal, our co-coach on the team right now, is just like such a soulmate fit for where the brand is going. And, our clients are all soulmate clients, dream clients. I don't have one client on my roster that I'm like drained by or anything like that. And it's because we hold that standard, right? Like we are embodying that vibration. So people who are not a good fit are honestly not even going to be attracted to it. They're going to look for like, there's just not a vibrational match to that. And again, it doesn't make anybody better than anybody, but hopefully they'll develop to that point where they can. So now that you guys are caught up, our goal right now is to move into the 20K range, and 20K month range. And we're very, very close. Last month we got super close to that. But again, guys, like, it's not about the money to me. The income is really just a measure of the impact that we're making. You know what I mean? So when I set these income goals, it's knowing that, okay, 20K months, that means X amount of new soulmate clients. That means that we're helping and serving more women, right, who are aligned, and the business is growing. And guess what? When the business grows, we get to reinvest that money back into the business to make the client experience even fucking better, to invest in continued education for our team, to hire new team members that can help us grow and impact more lives, because our clients, they get such incredible results. And every single time I hear from Coach Crystal, this person's results and how this person's changing, and, their mindset's shifting, and they're just looking at life through a different lens, and they're growing, and they're really, really seeing that impact. I'm just like, I want more women to have that. And like, we're not going to be able to help more women if we're capped. You know what I mean? So that is kind of what I'm manifesting and moving towards. And whenever you are creating something, wanting something, it's going to require growth. I mean, it's like, duh, but like leadership growth. And so it's going to require like a next level of responsibility. And sometimes we keep ourselves in the same place because subconsciously we're not ready for that responsibility. And I think for the past like couple of years, I always felt like I needed to keep pushing for growth when I really just like wanted to chill where I was at. Because like, honestly, guys, like our business bringing in 10K months, like, first of all, I still pay myself not a lot. Like, I'm living off $3,500 a month when I pay myself personally. So I'm not making 10K months. That would be nice one day, but the business is making 10 to 15K months, okay? And like that money again is being reinvested back into the business. I think people like forget that. Like even like family members, they just like assume like, no, bro, like we're building. So anyway, there was times where I wasn't ready for that next level of responsibility. And even with like, your fitness journey and your health, right? Like, like sometimes we are self-sabotaging or like not being consistent because consciously we want a certain result, but subconsciously we're not willing or ready to do the work that it might take or make the sacrifices it might take to get that result, right? And so then we stay the same. And there's nothing wrong with that. But like the same way that I changed my goal, like I'm not going to keep pushing for growth if like literally I know deep down that I'm not ready for the next level of responsibility. Well, then I'm going to be satisfied for as long as I can. And then of course I got to the place where I'm like, okay, I'm ready for the next level of growth. Let's bring on this new co-coach. Let's really, build. And I feel like now, like I've built just such an awesome team, and, again, soulmate clients. And we've been integrating with our clients, like one-on-one calls, identity shifting exercises, where we're helping them identify like where they want to be and what that looks like, what that feels like, and who they had to become in the process, and aligning their actions with that, which I don't know any fitness program that does that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so cool that we get to incorporate that. We've added in meditations, visualizations, exercises as a part of our course material, along with how to track your macros, how to heal your relationship with food. I just saw 2 white feathers, literally 5 feet apart. That's crazy. And just building in that sense. So where I'm at now, I was visualizing the other day, and I'm sharing this with you guys because if I can do it, you can too. And I want to share with you guys like how I'm doing that, how I'm manifesting that. And again, I'm not putting so much like effort into, like, I've made that mistake before. Ooh, there's a lot of vultures around. Hold up, I'm about to turn around because there's something dead. I'm walking around my neighborhood. Earlier this year, I felt like I was trying so hard to quote unquote manifest, but then I realized like we're all manifesting right now, like without even realizing it. You know what I mean? All you got to do is set the intention and follow that inspired action. That's it. You might have to rewire some limiting beliefs or rewire some shitty habits to align with that. But manifestation is something that happens very naturally. It unfolds very naturally. I love to visualize. I know where I'm going, and I know that the universe is going to lead me there through the steps. I don't need to do so much. You know what I mean? So anyway, today I went to La Grille, with my bestie, one of my besties, and, it's in Fort Lauderdale Beach, and we do that, hard Pilates class. We go get like our little coffee, matcha, and some breakfast after, and, the beach is right there. And so I was doing like a visualization, and guys, I want to move by the beach. I want to live by the beach. I just feel like the highest version of myself when I'm by the beach. I see myself. I see the business bringing 20, 25K months consistently. Client results are insane. Not only are people seeing incredible internal progress, they're seeing crazy, that's already happening, but just like on another scale. We have a team of, 100 soulmate clients, whatever that is, and people are seeing great results, and it's just growing. Our community is awesome. Next year we plan on doing our first in-person event, East Coast meetup. So clients, if you're listening to this, surprise. Doing more of that. I see us like planning our first retreat and just really serving in it, like just like at another level. And I see myself living by the beach. I have to live by the beach. I gotta live by the beach. I literally get so excited thinking about it. And it's only 30 minutes away from me. And it's so easy for people to be like, oh, it's so expensive and cost of living. Bro. Okay. Honestly, yes. And I know I'm so supported. Like, I am so supported. And there's people, there's so many people who do that. Why not me? And why not you? Where do you have conditionings on yourself? Where do you look at other people and say, yeah, they can, but not me because this and that and that, or that would be nice, but I can't because this and that and that. And I'm going to do a whole episode on money mindset and how I had to shift my money mentality and my relationship with money and my conditionings around money, because you're never going to get your dream life if you have such a scarcity mindset with money, which again, I've been in those places where I would stress about money, and my money game was not good. I'm going to be so vulnerable on another episode with you guys, just be so transparent on my money situation, how it's developed over the years, how I had to change. And trust me, guys, there's going to be a lot of things that can't come with you. A lot of beliefs, a lot of habits, a lot of ways of being that cannot come with you to the next level. Okay. And I see that. I see podcasts growing. I see YouTube growing. And I just want to make a really good living, just being fully self-expressed, changing millions of lives, hundreds of lives through just sharing that growth. And of course, there's times where I doubt myself. But the only times I doubt myself is when I'm not doing the work. Who wouldn't doubt themselves when you're not doing the work? It's like if you're in a relationship with somebody, it's like you're dating someone new, and every single time you guys set up a date, they cancel. Why would you trust them, right? Why would you? Of course, you're going to doubt them because they don't fucking show you actions. And I know sometimes it can make us feel shameful or guilty, like, fuck, like, I go against my word, and we feel really bad about it. But just see that as a signal that a part of you really wants that. You really want that, and you can do it. It's just going to take consistent action. And consistency doesn't mean constant. I think that's like a big misconception, is consistency is like constant. It's not constant. It's like that natural ebb and flow, and you get to have that for yourself. So next year, it feels really, I'm 26 right now. I turn 27 next year. My Saturn return starts. Oh my God. So a third fucking white feather, bitch. Synchronicities up the ass. Ah! Stop it. Stop it. Spirit guys. Stop. Silly goose. I just love this. But, oh, girl, these steps when you're sedentary all day and then you finally get your steps in. It's like your heart rate's through the roof. But, anyway. I just love life sometimes, guys, and I just want to bring you guys along the journey and show you that you can do it too. And your desires don't have to look like my desires. Not everybody needs to have their own business. Like, literally whatever you want for your life, like, you can have that, like financial security and freedom and abundance, time freedom, more time with your kids, like whatever the fuck it is, like, you can do that. And I'm going to show you guys more of how. So, so in 2028, I know we're going to be moving into the most perfect apartment in Fort Lauderdale Beach. I'm going to be right by the beach, and our business, like, we're just going to be crushing. We're going to be changing so much more lives. Podcast is growing. YouTube is growing with soulmate people in my family. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of shit along the way that's going to really initiate me. You know what I mean? And fuck it. I'm ready for it, because if my soul chose those challenges, if my soul chose that, then that means that I need that in order to grow. Like, there's been so much shit that I could not make sense of in the moment. But then looking back, I'm like, okay, I see what I had to learn. I see where I actually was like slacking, and I deserved that result. I'm not entitled to shit. And that was like a big theme I had to see for myself, is like last year I felt like I said, I was way too, in the spiritual, trying to, again, visualize and do this and that. But I was not taking enough action, and I felt entitled to results. And then on the flip side, I was still like physically doing so much action and completely neglecting my spirituality, not clearing limiting beliefs. My ego will be like, oh, I don't have any limiting beliefs, blah, 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 blah. And I would, again, be entitled, but I felt like I needed to go through that to learn. So with this next level of desired kind of reality, it's not about having destination happiness. I mean, how fucking miserable would it be if I was only happy once I got there? You know what I mean? Like, no. I am practicing so much gratitude with the apartment that I have now. I'm practicing so much gratitude with the money we're making now. I'm practicing so much gratitude for the clients we have now and the ways that we're changing their lives, and past clients. And, I am practicing gratitude while I am in the pursuit of that dream, right? That next level. And I think that's a natural part of being human. We have desires, and there's nothing wrong with that. And, growing up Christian, I used to always feel like having desires is like bad. You know what I mean? Or, and obviously there's certain desires that are not helpful for you. And obviously I don't think it takes rocket science to know that fucking desiring some cocaine. I've never done coke. Actually, I have once on my birthday. It didn't really do shit. I was like, this is stupid. Like, I can desire XYZ, but if I know it's not good for me, it's not the same thing. But I'm talking about pure desires, your God-given desires, right? And, like, that's what I believe. And so I think that's totally, totally normal. And I think it's also why you got to use discernment. Like, you could lose the 20 pounds and that could be your desire, but there's always going to be a new desire. You know what I mean? And so it's not about having the happiness in the next destination. It's about knowing what are your pure desires, and that's okay to have and to claim those desires, but to not like have that tunnel vision of like, oh, my happiness, my satisfaction is in that place. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you're not happy where you currently at, that's okay. You get to change that of which is within your control. And it's like, how can you be grateful for the things that you are now, even if it's hard? Like, do you have a roof over your head? You have clothes over your skin. Your body is keeping you healthy and running, like, without you even having to think about it, right? There's so many things to be grateful for now. I remember I had a client like Christmas time, and she was super, super stressed about like Christmas and the gifts and all of this stuff because she has like 3 kids. And like, I was like, girl, I'm like, I understand the stress, but like, at least you have kids. Like, there's people who are struggling to have kids right now that would die for that type of stress. You know what I mean? Like, at least you can get them gifts. My family, they would be like 1 gift per person. And I would get Sims 2 or Webkins. And I was so happy with that. Like, I see some people getting like fucking 10 gifts each. I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? And then it's not to like make anybody feel bad, but it does put into perspective. And she thanked me and she was like, damn, like, you're so right. Like, and obviously as a coach, like, I get a little nervous, like, calling people out because I don't want to make anybody feel some type of way. But at the same time, if you feel some type of way, it's because the shoe fits. So wear it and look at why it's triggering you, because it only triggers you if it's actually resonates. And so, it's about like that gratitude with where you are now while you're in the pursuit of where you want to be. Right. So I'm very grateful for where I'm at. I'm excited to keep growing, and I want to take you guys along. And I am, and I know that it's not always going to be easy, but fuck, like, if it was easy, it wouldn't taste as good, and also things don't always have to be a battle. Things don't always have to be a struggle. It's not too long ago that I realized that I actually was making things subconsciously way more difficult than they needed to be, because I felt like it had to be difficult, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, my parents always were struggling, and there was periods where they weren't. And so I felt like I always needed to struggle, and I felt more comfortable subconsciously, obviously not consciously, in the struggle than I did in ease and flow, And I feel like that's something I've been rewiring over the past few years, and I'm just excited for what's to come. And listen, like, there's stressful times. There's things that like literally feel like the rug is being pulled from under you. But that's just like the perfect sign that you're on the right track. And if you stay in your comfortable little comfy comfort zone, and you never ever take those steps, I mean, yeah, you're never going to experience much adversity, but you're never going to experience much growth either. And I don't know about you, but my biggest fear is being at the end of my deathbed and looking back and seeing that I just lived a comfy, cozy life, never took any risks, never put myself out there, never just never gave up on my dreams. I mean, never not gave up on my dreams, or whatever the hell. You guys know what I'm trying to say. So this is me going for my dreams. And honestly, I'm already living a lot of it. Now everything else just gets to be an extension of my pure God-given desires. You know what I mean? And hell yeah, I want to pay myself more money. The fuck? Like, shit. Like, I would love to be able to pay myself $5,000 a month, so that way I can pocket more and save more, invest more, travel more, And money at the end of the day, they say like money doesn't buy happiness. I don't think that money will ever fulfill anything, but you could buy experiences. You have more freedom in a way to experiences. And yeah, so I also see myself just helping in such a big way too, like millionaire Lexi, multi-millionaire Lexi, but like I'll be able to really pump money into my communities, like moderate to low income communities, helping them with nutrition, especially the Black community, my Black community. and my Latino community too. Like, we need to learn how to like fuel our bodies. Now we don't have to eat fucking broccoli and chicken every day, and move, and it doesn't have to be so vigorous and all of these things. And I just would love to do that for my community, and I can do that now, but imagine at that level, so this is just me dreaming right now, and I'm sure there's people who doubt that and doubt it. And for you guys listening, like, whenever you have your dreams, keep it to yourself, unless it's people who are on the same, like they get it. Because there's going to be a lot of people who don't get it, and you're going to share your dreams with, and you're going to share your desires with, and they're going to just kind of project. They don't believe that they can do it, so they don't believe you can. So just shut the fuck up, make it happen, and then they're going to be asking how you did it. And the reason I'm not shutting the fuck up is because I want you guys to know where I'm at. And again, I believe I'm protected, and I want to show you guys that you can do it too. And fuck yeah, that's where we're going. So I got my steps in, gonna go eat some lunchy lunch, get back to work. Let's make this shit happen, guys. I want to know, what are you currently manifesting in your life? What are you calling into your life? What are the limiting beliefs and the programmings that you need to reprogram? The conditionings, right? Of why it's not possible for you because of XYZ or whatever the fuck. And honestly, guys, in my experience, no matter what you want in life, the easiest place to start, if you're like, I don't know my purpose, I don't know what I want, start with you. Start with you, ho. I'm dying. Start with you, because you are like the pillar of your life. And when you focus on you, your health, your fitness, your well-being, your habits, your routines, your mental health, your, environment, the things that are within your control, I fucking promise you, because it's happened not just for me, but for every single client in Embody Her that I've worked with ever, and Crystal has worked with ever. It creates a ripple effect in your life. And fortunately, but obviously in the moment it sucks. Sometimes that means, some people leave your life, whether that's a relationship that's holding you back, or, certain friends that are holding you back, or environments that are holding you back. And there's grieving that comes with that. But if I were to tell you that you would be wealthier, happier, and your family would be happier and healthier, and you would be thriving at the end of it, would you really care? I hope not. Shit. And that's exactly what's on the other end of that. And so I definitely have these fears come up of like, oh, who am I going to lose? You know what I mean? Like, at this next level, like, there's a fear of like losing Daniel or losing friends, which I know will never, like, I obviously pray that would never happen, as I love all of them. But it's just a fear, But I'm not going to let that stop me, and it shouldn't stop you. But if you're feeling like, fuck, like I have this life I want to create, and I know I'm meant for more, and I know I'm meant for bigger, start with you, girl. Because I don't give a fuck. Like, if your nutrition isn't on point, you can't even get your sleep right, is bigger things to work on, okay? And this is why I started Embody Her, because my long-term goal is to help women increase and raise their health and wealth consciousness, right? And what does that mean? It means, again, think of that healthy, fit, in shape, hottest version of yourself, confident. Hot is an energy, it's an aura. And a lot of that has to come down to physical health, mental health, and your own self-image and self-concept, right? How you see yourself. Because I know so many women who are like so beautiful, they don't see that. And it's because of those things. And that's what the work we do in Embody Her, right? And then you have wealth consciousness, embodying the frequency of wealth, right? Abundance, gratitude, giving, financial responsibility, financial intelligence. And I feel like that's really my purpose. And so I want to take you all along, like I said, and now I'm out of breath. So I want to hear, what are the things that you're calling into your life? And if you feel like that resonated with you of like, I got to start with me. Like, I can't possibly like, you know, do XYZ in my career, do XYZ here if I am not my best. Then book a free consultation call with us at Embody Her. Apply in the show notes below. No strings attached. Not going to push you into anything you're not ready for. But we'll have a conversation, see where you're at, if it's a good fit, and, you know, kind of talk more. And even if financially, again, at least you can know what that looks like so you can plan for the future. Because if one thing's for sure, you don't have to work with us, but we would love to be the ones to do it. All right, ladies and fellas, if you're in here. So I'll see y'all next time. I would love to hear you guys, again, your desires. It means a lot to me to hear your feedback. And see y'all in the next one. Bye.